Certainly. The Mutiny on the Bounty is one of history's most famous rebellions at sea, blending themes of tyranny, survival, and adventure. Here's the true story. The Mutiny on the Bounty, a real-life pirate-style rebellion. The voyage begins, 1787. In December 1787, the British Royal Navy ship HMS Bounty, commanded by Lieutenant William Bligh, set sail from England on a mission to transport breadfruit plants from Tahiti to the West Indies. The goal was to use the breadfruit as cheap food for enslaved plantation workers. The crew, including Fletcher Christian, the ship's master's mate, faced a long and difficult journey. Tahiti, Paradise Intentions, 1788-1789. After a grueling 10-month voyage, the Bounty arrived in Tahiti in October 1788. The crew spent 5 months on the island, enjoying its tropical beauty and forming relationships with Tahitian women. This idyllic life made the harsh discipline of naval life even harder to bear when it was time to leave. Bligh, though an experienced navigator, was a strict and often cruel commander. He frequently humiliated his men, including Christian, with public floggings and verbal abuse. Resentment grew among the crew. The Mutiny, April 28, 1789. Just weeks after leaving Tahiti, tensions exploded. In the early morning of April 28, 1789, Fletcher Christian and a group of mutineers stormed Bligh's cabin, dragging him on deck at sword point. Bligh and 18 loyal crew members were forced into a small 23-foot open launch, with minimal supplies and no charts. As the mutineers took control, Christian famously cried, "I am in hell, I am in hell," reflecting his desperation under Bligh's tyranny. Bligh's miraculous survival. Cast adrift in the Pacific, Bligh and his men faced near certain death. But in an incredible feat of navigation, Bligh sailed the overloaded boat 3,600 miles to Timor in 47 days, losing only one man, killed by islanders in a skirmish. His journey remains one of history's greatest survival feats. The mutineers' fate. Christian and the rebels returned to Tahiti briefly, but fearing capture, they, along with some Tahitian men and women, sailed off to find a safe haven. In 1790, they discovered Pitcairn Island, an uncharted and remote paradise. They burned the Bounty to avoid detection and tried to establish a new society. But conflict erupted between the British sailors and Tahitian men over women and power. By 1794, most of the mutineers, including Christian, were dead, killed in violent clashes or from disease. Only John Adams survived to lead the small community, which still exists today as Pitcairn Island. British retribution. Meanwhile, the Royal Navy hunted the mutineers. In 1791, HMS Pandora captured some rebels still in Tahiti, imprisoning them in a makeshift cell called Pandora's Box. The ship wrecked on the Great Barrier Reef, killing some prisoners. The survivors were court-martialed in England. 3 were hanged. Our legacy. Bligh's reputation suffered, though he later became governor of New South Wales, Australia, where he faced another rebellion in the Rum Rebellion of 1808. The mutiny inspired books, like Mutiny on the Bounty by Nordhoff and Hall, and multiple films starring Marlon Brando, Clark Gable, and Mel Gibson as Fletcher Christian. Descendants of the mutineers and their Tahitian partners still live on Pitcairn Island today. Was it justified? Historians debate whether Bligh was unusually cruel or if Christian overreacted. Some accounts suggest Bligh's punishments were standard for the era, but that his relentless verbal abuse pushed the crew too far. Either way, the mutiny became a legendary tale of rebellion against oppression. Would you like more details on any part of the story?